Thank you for joining us on The Sport. I'm Gary Al Smith. And a couple of hours ago, the Black Stars continued their preparation toward the AFCON 2019 with a win at the Accra Sports Stadium. Trabzonspor striker Caleb Ekuban scored his second international goal in 4 days as the Black Stars recorded a 3-1 win in the pre-AFCON friendly. Now, Ekuban, who netted on his debut for the Black Stars in the slender 1-0 win over Kenya last Saturday, scored the second goal in the win today. The Black Stars couldn't have asked for a better start to the game as they opened the scoring in the 3rd minute. Kwesi Appiah, that's the player, not the coach, who was making his first Black Stars appearance in 4 years, was brought down in the penalty box and he converted the spot kick. Ghana failed to capitalize on the early lead as the Al Murabitun gradually grew into the game. The Mauritians took charge of the tie and controlled proceedings as they pinned the Black Stars back into their own half. So what you see there is one of the decisions in the game. They were rewarded in the 48th minute as Adama Ba buried a free kick from about 30 yards. And at 1-1, Coach Kwesi Appiah tweaked his tactics, brought on players like Mubarak Wakaso, Jordan Ayew, and Christian Achu, and the changes proved crucial as the Black Stars took charge of the game. And the 70th minute, Jordan combined with Luma Agbenyanu on the left, and the on loan Gotsepe man whipping a cross, which was headed home by Caleb Ekuban for 2-1. 4 minutes later, Partey finally found the back of the net by smashing into the roof from close range. So that was the friendly in Accra, and that's what you see in the pictures. Meanwhile, just an hour before this game, the national and 23 team, the Black Meteors, also qualified for the next stage of the Olympic qualification as they drew 0-0 on the day with Gabon in Libreville. However, they qualified 4-0 on aggregate because, as you know, they won at the weekend as well. As you may know, Ghana has had some interesting news in the last 10 days. It has been confirmed that Bashir Hayford is the new coach of the Somali national team. However, 6 days ago, we did have the news that Park Kwesi Fabian, former coach of Asante Kotoko and former under-17 national team boss, is also the new coach of the Ugandan national team at under-17 and under-20 levels. And the official presentation has been done. So what we have here is the Ugandan Football Association President Moses Magogo speaking to the media about Park Kwesi Fabian's elevation and how he had the job. So he was speaking at the FUFA headquarters in Kampala earlier.
This morning, addressing you, the fourth estate, but also generally addressing the nation about some important decision that the Football Association has done. As you are all aware, our vision is to become the #1 football nation in Africa, on and off the pitch. And for us to get there, we'll use our mission to develop, promote, and protect the game of football. In the area of development, we believe so much that we can only get to the top of Africa by organizing a proper player development path for a young player to get into the product or professional that we would want. We are also aware as FUFA that the competitive advantage of the bigger boys on the continent has been their efforts they have been putting in the youth national teams and the youth competitions. It is very, very easy and possible to find the younger players in the top leagues in Europe to be coming from some specific countries in Africa. Therefore, it's our dream, it's our desire that we be able to break into the top leagues in Europe. That will make our national team stronger and definitely will make even our competitions back home a point of interest by agents and professional leagues beyond Africa. So on this note, as you are all aware, we redesigned the way national teams are managed. We have two management teams. We have the national teams, the seniors for the men, and that is the Uganda Cranes and the under-23. And we said these will be managed under coach Sebastian de Sabri, Matthias Rule, and the entire contingent as it is. But we also said we have the under-20 and under-17 national teams, and we have also set up a management that has been currently working on the under-17 project. But we always mentioned that the position of the head coach for the juniors team has been vacant. We brought in Jackson, we brought in Amza Lutalo and the entire team, who have been doing a very, very wonderful job as far as management is concerned. Therefore, as management, as the FA, we have agreed that we will keep the entire staff as it is, but we needed to find somebody with experience, especially dealing with international youth football.
So that's the Ugandan FA boss giving the framework for the appointment of Pa Kwesi Fabian there. Where does this sit in terms of Ghana's exports of talent outside the country, particularly to Africa? Ghana has a rich history. As you may know, before independence, several big teams came to Ghana. Real Madrid, Stoke City with Stanley Matthews, Pele with Santos all came to Ghana. And that was the time Asajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was using football as a means to put Ghana on the map and to show our place in the future of African unity. Consequently, and after that, we had many of our coaches going out, and we've put together this infographic to show you the history of Ghanaian coaches who have been exported there as well. Now, it's simple, really. On each of the names, you see a small mark. For those with the star, they are the former coaches of the teams that we are talking about. For those with the cross, they are former coaches who have passed away. So we have Willie Evans, who was a former coach of the Togolese national team. He was Ghanaian. We've got Jones Atukwe-Fio, who was coach of the Benin national team. He has also passed away. Fred Osam Dodu, who won the under-17 African Cup with Gambia. He has also passed away. Charles C.K. Jemfi, the legendary one. Kenya and Somalia were those he coached. Ben Kofi was under-17 coach for Gambia and manager for Botswana and Zimbabwe. Ibrahim Sande is alive, but he was a former coach for Gabon and Cameroon. Selas Tete, also alive, was a former coach for Sierra Leone and Rwanda. And we also have on the left side, Bashir Hayford, who is currently the manager of Somalia, and Pa Kwesi Fabian, whose announcement we've just seen as the coach of under-17 and under-20. And Ibrahim Tanko was assistant coach of the Cameroon national team. Some exports we've got there. We've got more news on mygeoonline.com, including this infographic, which you can download and take time to look at. I'm Gary Al Smith, and that's the sport for now.